Page 30, Clementine. The top of the page, they cover a little bit about dotted eighth, 16th notes. Oh, goody. Well, see, some people struggle with this, and I really still don't understand. If you understand the rule for dots, it applies to any note. It doesn't matter what it is. You've had dotted half notes forever. So, and you know, in 3/4 time or 4/4 time, a half note gets 2 counts, and the dot gets half of that, so total it's 3 counts. I told you just memorize a dotted half note is the same as 3/4 notes. It doesn't matter what the time signature is. So if you know that and you know how much time a quarter note gets, the dotted half note gets 3 of those. Well, the dotted quarter note, we've had that now, and quarter note, this is in 3/4 time, let's do that. Quarter note will get 1 count. That means the dot gets half a count. Put them together, 1.5 counts. It's also the same as saying a dotted quarter note is the same as 3/8 notes. It's the same as 3 of whatever smaller note is. So if you know what an eighth note gets, a dotted quarter note gets 3 of those. Well, 16th notes, dotted eighth notes, whatever. In 3/4 time, an eighth note gets half a count. So the dot is going to get half of that, which is 1/4 of a count. Get a calculator if you need it. So it's like 3/4 of a count. Well, isn't this fun? And then the 16th note follows it, and that fills out the count. So the two together, the dotted eighth and the 16th note, equal 1 count. Because the eighth note is half a count, and the dot and the 16th note is the other half. So it's 1 count total. Now there's different ways of counting. I do a 1 eanda as counting 16th notes, 1 eanda, 2 eanda, 3 eanda, 4, hey, 1 eanda type thing. But I only count it when I need it. And you know, you're only counting to figure out what the rhythm is. Once you have a feel of the rhythm, you don't count anymore, you feel it. Now that's dangerous, so I want to talk about that. Now here at the beginning, because it's a pickup beat, we're coming on beat 3. So it's 3E and what? The half note is 3E, 3E, and is where the dot is, 3E and then the 16th note is a. 3E and 1. There's another way of doing it is feel it. I can go 1 and 2 and I know the 16th note is in between. So here it would be 3 and 1. That's that way. I can do it that way too. And I'm lazy and I typically do. So going on is here 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. It's just a short note. Now the danger, when you start feeling this, you'll turn it into a triplet without even realizing it. You'll go. That's 1 enda, 2 enda. It's a triplet feel. 3 and 1 enda, 2 enda, 3 enda. So it starts rocking when you start doing that. That's when you know you screwed up and you've turned it, you changed it. Don't. That short note's got to be short. It's got to be crisp. It's got to be to the point. Keep them short, don't turn them into triplets. Watch out for that. And that's the rhythm. Now let's talk about Clementine. We got 3 sharps, we're in the key of A major. Make sure you can do the scale on A major, and while you're at it, go ahead and do the scale on F sharp minor, because it's got 3 sharps too. Just go do them both. At least 1 octave up and down. Don't get ahead of yourself on these scales. Just take it a little bit at a time. Just go watch my scale video on A major and F sharp minor, and just make sure you can do it at least 1 octave up and down. You know, like I explain it all in the videos. Here, we're coming in on beat 3, in the right hand, let's make sure, because we're moving around a little bit. Actually, what we're doing is we just got the A chord in different versions, if you look at it. But it's 3, 1, 2. I like to use 5th finger and thumb So the last two measures, first line, 1 and 2 and. See, we have a dotted quarter note there. Go on. 2 here. Reach down. Don't forget the G sharp. It's in the key signature. Lift up. They're saying 2. Why? Why not just stay where you're at? You're here and you need the E, so just stay there. Use 4. Maybe they're saying 2 because you used 2 at the beginning. I didn't use 2 at the beginning. I used 3. So I'll leave the fingering up to you and your teacher. Left hand, broken chords. Here. Now this doesn't work for you up in here. You can do this. Otherwise, use the fingering in the book. 2, 3, 1. Isn't this fun? Go to the last measure of the line. You're up here. That's pretty much it for the first 2 lines, and then for the third line, well, you get a rest, 1 beat rest to come down for the broken chords. And the last measure of that line, it's an E again. You just come up, and then come up again, A. This is similar to the etudes, and I do a 4-2 on that here, and then reach down, move down. Can't reach that far, move down. You'll figure it out. Both hands. The idea, I hope. Then once you have that, we can add the slurs. In the left hand, I suggest they're doing this slurs again. I don't know why they do that. I suggest you just connect the left hand. Connect it all except for the rest. Lift up for that. And the last measure, you can't connect it. Just do the best you can. Whatever. Otherwise, connect them in the left hand. Lift up in the... Lift up. Lift up. Lift up. It's like taking a breath while you're just keeping the left hand down. So do all that. Dynamic wise, these dynamics are suggestions because this is basically a piece you just do however you feel like it. They're suggesting moderately soft, that's the melody. You'll have to decide what you think moderately soft is. Keep the left hand very soft. And you're going to crescendo out. That might be a bit much. I would think maybe a moderately loud is enough. You don't have to scare anybody. And then come back down, moderately soft. And then at the end of the second line, go up to moderately loud. You can go up to loud. Back down to moderately soft. At the end, I suggest you come down. Come down about moderately soft. Come down. Left hand's very soft, very soft. As you're playing this A, as you're listening to it, I want to hear the A while I play that. Don't cover that up. Speed-wise, well, about where I was playing. It's like a gentle stroll through the park. And once again, they've added pedal. And I disagree with their pedaling completely. Completely. They're connecting the measures together. And you don't need the pedal for that. You can do that with the left hand. You don't have to. You connect this with hand. You don't need the pedal for that. So I disagree with the pedal here. I would encourage you not to use pedal on this piece at all. Just don't. You don't need it at all. I'd like to play it with you very slowly to double check everything. I'm not going to do the dynamics. I'm not going to do any pedaling. I'll give us 2 counts. Let's just go over it slowly together. Even one hand at a time if you have to for a bit. Ready, go.